Advice to my younger 10-year-old self would be pay less attention to what's popular and more to what makes your heart sing. Don't worry too much, it's always better in the morning, because 98% of what we worry about never comes to be. We all have bad days. If you can behave your way through them, things always get better and you're stronger than you ever think you are or ever know you can be.
You are love. I just told our grandchild that, and I want you to know that you are love. No matter what it feels like at any moment in your life, that's your essence. I want you to know that because I'm finally realizing that, and as I realize that, I feel more and more who you were when you first arrived, which is this playful, innocent, loving being. That's the you I'm feeling like I'm becoming, and I know that you can remember back to. Just remember that you're love.
My advice to my younger self is that sometimes you have to force yourself to get in the game. You need to put yourself to get out of your comfort zone to acquire confidence-building life experiences. One of my favorite quotes is, "A comfort zone is a beautiful thing, but nothing grows there." If you stay in your comfort zone too much, you'll deprive yourself of confidence-building opportunities, and you'll probably have to make up for this later in life. Shakespeare said, "This above all, to thine own self be true." And if you try to be all things to all people, first of all, you will never succeed, and you will never be satisfied because you're not being true to your spirit.
Be yourself, be completely true to yourself.
Be bold, be assertive, and go forward. There you go. That's it.
I would tell my younger self to be bold, be creative, and shoot for the stars and do what you dream for and stay with it and you'll be successful.
To not care what people think and be happy.
Be brave, be confident, and let your light shine.
Don't wait, do it now. Be confident and believe in yourself.
The advice that I would give to my younger self is to be brave and to take more chances and take more risks in life. To love more, play more, dance more.
To listen more to what my mother has to say.
Just be. Be more present. Have fun.
Walk your own path and stay true to your beliefs and your values, because time waits for no one. Do it now and say it now, and don't leave this life having regrets.
As you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now, and that couldn't be more true. Before you all came, we set this room up to be sacred space, and can you feel it? Yeah, I can too. It was that was going to set the tone for this evening, and it was so funny because it's the nurture card. And it says, as you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now, and that couldn't be more true. Before you all came, we set this room up to be sacred space, and can you feel it? Yeah, I can too. So what I'm going to do is simply read my own letter to my younger self, and you see how this will unfold in your program. This is wabi-sabi style. It's going to kind of be like a flash mob. You don't never know where the person's going to be coming from to come up here. Dear Gracie, Grace is my middle name. I know you feel lost right now, and more than a little fragile. I want you to know that I love you and that you matter. Such high sensitivity is a gift, though I know it seems more like a curse sometimes. Don't listen to all the voices that tell you that you just to quit crying and toughen up. Right now, there aren't many people who understand and accept your differences. But one day, you'll see that your intuitive gifts are your superpower. And use them to help others as an instrument of peace and healing. Don't give in to the comparison trap or thinking that skinny girls are happiest. They're not. You don't always have to get straight A's. Do your best, but don't overdo. It's okay to let loose and have a little more fun. You're here for a reason, and I promise to love you and guide you as best I can. Always remember that you are a beautiful, worthy, valuable, and sacred child of God. You don't have to jump through hoops to earn it. Happiness is an inside job, and we're up to the task together. I love you. I'm so proud of who we are becoming together. So pare down, power up, and integrate the hard and the easy, the ups and the downs, the light and the dark. Because there is room for every shade of us. Love, Christina.
Katie Atkinson, and there are those of you I know and so many I don't. So I hope I get to meet you. This is not the first time I've been asked to reach back to little Katie. Katie, my lady, is what my dad used to call me. In 2004, I went on a personal growth retreat and was asked to write a letter to her, and I did, and it was really, really hard and uncomfortable. But ever since then, and especially since 2000 and, oh gosh, it was 6 years ago, I started with my SOAR group, and it really wasn't until I started journeying back with sisters that it got a little easier. So I'm grateful to be challenged to do that again tonight. And I'm just going to share a couple little thoughts and then pass it on. But this was me at 10. Yeah, that's me at 10, and I see my daughters and my granddaughters in her. That was 46 years ago. And yeah, I think I just need to look at this a lot. She had a sparkle in her eye that she lost a couple years later when she lost her brother. It never was quite the same, but it's a beautiful thing to reach back. A few things. Pay less attention to what's popular and pay more attention to what makes your heart sing. I would tell her that to speak the truth in love and to use your voice, because when you do that, you will never go wrong. I would tell her that we all have bad days, really bad days, but there are better ones. More better than bad. I would also tell her that she is so much stronger than she ever feels, especially, and far stronger than she ever knows. So that's what I would say.
A letter to myself, but I was just trying to think what I would have liked to have told my younger self. And I couldn't help but sort of go back to high school, which was scary. So So basically, my main advice is about getting out of your comfort zone. And there's a quote that I love, and I'm not sure who said it. And it's a comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing grows there. And I think that is very true. It's very tempting to stay where we feel safe, but ultimately we have to push our limits a little bit. So when you don't get out of your comfort zone, you deprive yourself of confidence-building experiences. And I was thinking of high school because I went to a very, very large high school, and I immediately just kind of felt swallowed up by this huge school, and I didn't have any of my junior high friends in any of my classes, and so I just kind of retreated into my shell a little too much. And I feel like I needed somebody to give me a pep talk, and even though I did occasionally push myself to try new things, you know, I would get easily discouraged if things didn't immediately work out. I needed someone to give me a pep talk and tell me just to hang in there, that I needed to find something that I was maybe passionate about or good at, and then pursue that and keep putting myself out there. Because I think when you miss out on those experiences, you pay for it later in life, and you have a lot of making up to do. And the other thing I was going to say, and this was supposed to be my quote in the high school yearbook and somehow got left out. We were each supposed to put a quote in there. And it's a quote from Shakespeare: "This above all, to thine own self be true." And you need to figure out who you are, not what you believe other people want you to be. And it's very easy to do that, because sometimes it's hard to hear your own voice. If you try to be all things to all people, first of all, you will never succeed. And you will never be satisfied because you're not being true to your spirit. And speaking of high school, I guess the last piece of advice I have is don't have your dad pick out the picture of your younger self. He pulled out my high school yearbook picture. It was truly scary. So I picked another one.
You never know what life is going to dish you out down the road. So I thought about it, and I thought these are some things, bullet points that I would go back and tell. I used a picture of me when I was a freshman in high school, and I look back at it, and I see that smile, and I remember a time gets away from you, but a number of years ago, that I lost all that joy that I saw in that picture. And it was, a dear friend of mine can tell you, what makes you happy? I drew a blank. And it took me a while to come up with what made me smile. You'll never guess what it is. But when I tell you, you'll never forget it. And what it is cows running. Next time you see the cow running, you'll think about me. I would tell my younger self, live in the present moment. You never get that opportunity or that chance again. Walk your own path. Stay true to your beliefs and values. Time waits for no one. Do it now. Say it now. And don't leave this life having regrets. Your older, wiser self.
Kitty, I saw a cow running this week and I actually thought of you. That's a wonderful thing. And my parents don't have many printed pictures. Everything is on a slide and in a tray. My father went downstairs Monday morning and started going through slides. And I was like, let's look for years, from when I was like 10 to 13. And we started in the elder age, like 13. I see pictures of myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta go younger than that, because at that point, I was tainted with the things I'm gonna talk about. Because at that point, it's like I had a scowl on my face, I didn't want my picture taken. I'm like, and then I found the sweet picture of myself playing a game. And I was like, this is who I need to talk to, because this is who we all want to get back to. And my messages to myself, I kind of did bullet points too, and there's a common theme we're all hearing here. But the first one I was saying is make friends with those who build you up and not the ones who want to tear you down. And learn to recognize those who will drain you and just move on. Because you deserve to feel love and support from everyone around you. And this is a perfect example. And second one was remember the little things that make you smile and feel happy today, to that 10 or 11-year-old, because that's what's important. Because life is going to get busy, you're going to get off track, and you'll need to be reminded of those special times and those things to maybe bring you back to a place of peace and happiness. And unfortunately, it took me till probably my 40s to do that. And Christina, I'm very grateful wherever she is. There you are. Thank you, Christina, because you've helped me find her again. And remain true to yourself. Don't let others' opinions of you and your ideas influence your hopes and dreams. It's okay to not follow the crowd. You be you, and because you are enough. And unfortunately, I did not follow what I wanted to do. I did so many things that others wanted to do, and wasted a lot of time in my life, I believe. And lastly is to live in the moment. Don't get caught up in what you have done in the past, what you could have done differently, or where you need to go next. Life is going to happen, so pay attention to the here and now and don't let it pass you by, because now is where it counts. Those are my words. Thank you.
I did not bring my picture with me. It's a picture of me when I was 3. And I was a fiery little curly-headed redhead that got on my mother's nerves. So she kept me pretty busy, and that threw me into a lot of situations with other people, being in piano lessons, choir practice, school band, piano lessons, I said that, all of those things. And she kept me pretty busy. This is me. I don't know if you can see that. So my advice to my younger self: live in the present moment. This life is unfolding today, this moment, and yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. And today is a gift, and it is called the present. Don't spend all the money earned or received. Always put at least 10% away for a rainy day, and don't spend all your money. And if you haven't learned that now, you will eventually learn it. But you always need your getaway money, okay? Be kind. Every human is fighting their own battle. We do not need to know what their battle is in order to be kind. And ladies, what goes around does come around. And here's the secret to that. What you sow in thought, word, and action is a planting. It will reap a harvest 100 times greater. You're sowing goodness, kindness, respect, honor, love, generosity, and you'll be magnificently blessed. If you sow judgment, gossip, lies, hate, rage, selfishness, prejudice, and stinginess, that's the crop you will reap, and it will be horrid. Keep short accounts, and before bed every night forgive yourself. any wrongs that you've committed during the day and any wrongs that others have committed toward you. Just forgive them. Most people don't even know what they've done. That's it.
So to my younger self, first, know your why. I discerned my vocation verse when I was 19, which led me to becoming a physician. However, when I discovered my CVO, my core value offer, through my work with Christina, and started to live into it, the small light of my true self started to burn as a bright, transformative fire. Number 2, creativity is the ultimate self-expression. When you know your why and share your true self, then everything you do becomes an expression of your unique artistry. Number 3, true self-gift is both a giving and receiving. When you know yourself, when you express yourself, and when you give and receive yourself wholeheartedly, then you increase your capacity to hold the paradoxes of both joy and sorrow the world offers, and become a safe space of healing for yourself, your loved ones, and the community you serve. You then become a channel of love in this world. And finally, embrace fully being the true self you are right now, while becoming the fullness of the whole self you're meant to grow into. In the meantime, take loving, imperfect action as the mystery of life is being unveiled day after day on the journey home.
Life is a journey, not a destination. Enjoy the people and the things you have. Be present. Be thankful now. Seek for solutions. Ask yourself, why is this happening for me? Be you. Be unique. You are enough, and you always will be. Give yourself grace and be kind, and most of all, believe in yourself.
Somebody had told me about when I was 8 to 14 and always questioning, and you still have times in your life where you go back to those feelings and, you know, that disbelief and that fear. So this is what I wrote. Dear Kathy, I want you to remember that others don't define you. You were created in the image of God, and you've seen and felt a small kernel of what unconditional love feels like. As you grow, I want you to know what an incredible person you are and how you will be there to truly affect others' lives. Be the person you were raised to be by the Father you loved. You are enough. Don't keep your light hidden. It is beautiful and should be shared. Always know the unique and loving person you were created to be. Remember, even in the tough times, you will always have the "it's a wonderful life" effect. You existing in this world has affected others in a multitude of ways that have and will lead positive outcomes, even if you never see them. Don't lose sight of the possibilities. Each day, you have an opportunity to change your life, no matter how small. I love you and will always be here for you, Kathy.
It's my baby picture. Well, I'm 15, so I'm like half the age I am now, so it's still pretty young. My bratty little look. So I'm just gonna kind of abbreviate a little bit because I ramble on here for a while. Dear baby Pearl, believe in yourself and remember who you are. You are a sensitive girl with a tender heart, which can be your greatest strength or weakness depending on how you use it. Let go of toxic people and bullshit and gravitate towards the light. Pardon my friend. Say no, set boundaries, and stand up for yourself. Never take anything for granted, and don't hesitate to tell people you love them. Follow your heart and stay true to your authentic self. Be smart but not scared. Don't lose sight of what's important. Appreciate the simple pleasures in life. Live in the moment. Seems to be a common thing. We're all yogis here. Know that you were meant for greatness and don't let people hold you back or pull you down. Use your talents and pursue your passions. Never let anyone make you feel small. Think before you speak. Words are very powerful. They can cause a lot of damage but can also build beautiful things. Don't depend on others for your own happiness. You have the power to take care of yourself. Life is too short, so don't sweat the small stuff. Please don't try to gain weight. It will happen naturally when you turn 30. Too much birthday cake. Don't eat a gas station hot dog on the morning of your wedding day. Remember that. In fact, just don't eat hot dogs, period. Don't buy meat from a truck. Play a sport. Don't quit piano or Spanish. Stop chasing boys and focus on yourself. You may feel hopeless at times, but know that you will find great romantic love in your life. Like Dad said, don't just stop to smell the roses. Go out and plant some. And like Mom said, get a grip. And this too shall pass. The road ahead will be rough as hell, but you will not be left to travel it alone. Wear your seatbelt. I got you. Love, Grand Ass Pearl.
The gift of Elevate was given to me by a very dear woman who knew that I needed it in one of the most pivotal times of my life. So this is my first year in Elevate, and it definitely has been life-changing. Christina, thank you for always knowing exactly when to give me a little extra plug. So I didn't bring a picture because I sort of had a collage of pictures from baby to senior year of high school. I sort of did this little collage, and I looked at every one of those pictures, and the one that stuck out was the one that was right in the center, which was not planned, but it was the 9-year-old me who was bright-eyed and happy before my parents' divorce, and then after that I was forced to really grow up quickly. So lots of changes. So this is my letter to me. Dear sweet girl, I know you are nervous about who you are becoming, and you have good reason to be, but do not look for love, affection, or worth beyond the inner workings of yourself. Everything you do, the choices you make, successes and failures will come based on how you feel about you. So, get to know yourself, remind yourself of your worth, and often. Laugh, have fun. Really, it's okay. Forgive yourself sooner. Speak the same words of kindness and positivity to yourself as you do to others. Speak them loudly if necessary. Respect, admire, and love your body. Know your values and do not stray from them. Never, ever allow anyone to use your body at the risk of your mind. Realize you're perfect is not in the eyes of others. Accept reality, but understand you have the power to change your own. Surround yourself with a wonderful, uplifting tribe of friends who will listen. Support, challenge, and help you see life from different perspectives so that you can grow. And in the words of Buddha, you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Love me.
I've had lots of things in my life that have shaped me positively and negatively, and a lot of times I've chose to put them in the wrong categories. So that's what my letter is about. To my younger self, breathe. Take in every moment, good, bad, indifferent. Each will give you the opportunity to define you or give the option of moving past them. Much of life will be learning which of these categories to place your circumstances in. Be confident when you make these decisions and practice grace when you wish you would have chosen differently. There are no perfect answers. This is life and it should be lived, not perfected.
I write a lot, so I hope I don't bore you. But I chose a picture of myself when I was about 6, and my eyes were very bright and sparkly, full of anticipation. And in later pictures, it kind of went away. So this is to my bright-eyed 6-year-old self. Excuse me. You are a child of God and born for a reason. You are the only you there is, and you matter. You are smart, brave, creative, and kind. You are also strong. You will journey down a path that will stretch you and make you stronger. You are an amazing child. Follow the light inside you. Don't be afraid of making mistakes or taking risks. Choose from a place of faith rather than fear. You are a dreamer. Keep dreaming always. You have a divine connection. Rely on it. You do not have to have the answers. The questions themselves will be your guide. Stay curious. Your imagination is a great gift. Nurture it. Your times of struggle will teach you compassion. Appreciate them. You are loved. Believe that that is true. You are a beautiful soul. Keep your sense of wonder. You have important work to do. Your life matters. It's okay to be happy, to be silly, and to laugh until you cry. Cherish your people, your family, your tribe, and make a safe place for you to be you. Celebrate. Dancing is a good thing. Being an observer has its place, but don't hide there. Show up for your life. Step out of your comfort zone. You were not made to be perfect or to always get it right. You were made to live fully and follow your path. Keep your heart, mind, eyes, and ears open. Don't rush to judgment. Kindness matters. You never know what small thing may have an impact that is huge. You will make mistakes. It is okay. Let things unfold. The gift of the next step is revealed in the unfolding. Pushing an agenda, yours or someone else's, will muddy the path. Talk to God. Listen for God's voice in your life. Trust your intuition. Watch for gifts from God and express gratitude daily. Stand in your truth. Stand in your power. Find courage to act when the time is right. Recognize that standing still is necessary sometimes. Pride is of the ego and a sure inhibitor of growth. It will keep you stuck. Appreciate the significance of opposites. It is the way to wholeness. The yin and yang, light and dark, joy and sorrow. Appreciate seasons in nature and in life. As one season changes to another, honor the change. Your situation is temporary. Your spirit is eternal.
I am Debbie Burrell. And if it was not for meeting with Sally Trovall last night, I would be here next week at this time. Thank you, Sally. So, this is what I would say to my younger self. Little Debbie, come over here and have a seat while I give you a snack. Life will not always give you what you want. And at your young age, you may not understand this now, but it will give you what you need. We all enjoy living on top of the mountain. There we get to smell the fresh air. We get the view of the mountains below and the beauty of the colorful valleys. However, at the top of the mountain is only a resting period to enjoy the hard work of how we got there. And without warning, one day, life will push us off that mountain again. And when it does, you will feel the pain and the discomfort as you tumble over the ledges, hit the sharp rocks, crash through the prickly brush. At the bottom of the mountain, then you will roll like a tumbleweed. Woo! And when you get up, you're going to say, how the hell did I get here? At last, one thing that you can be assured of that at the bottom of the mountain, you will find a team of people. Some friends, some family, maybe some strangers, perhaps a tribe. They will pick you up, wipe the blood from your lips, brush off the dirt, add a little salve to the wounds, and point you in the right direction as you head back up that mountain. With excitement and enthusiasm, advance those steps upwards. On your way, you will meet others who need your wisdom and your support that you have gathered. Some you will hold their hands. Others you may have to drag along. Just remember this, someone has always been there for you. Through all of this, don't ever lose sight of your goals. For where your eyes go, your heart will follow. Thank you.
Which my friends just brought to my attention looks just like my daughter, and I didn't think about that. I didn't know which picture to choose because every chapter of my life has seemed psycho and like I don't know what I'm doing. But this one really stuck out. Here I'm surrounded by toys and looks like life is good, but no one knows that my mother was in an extremely abusive relationship at this point, and though I'm showered with toys, there was a lot of abuse. So this is what I want to say to her. Dear sweet little Libby, I wanted to write you with some advice. Try not to worry and stress about the unknown. Life is like a raft on ocean waves. It has a way of carrying you to and through each phase of your life. Sometimes you will be excited to ride the wave to a new phase, and other times you will absolutely dread the phase you see ahead or the one you find yourself in all of a sudden. No matter what, just know that God has blessed you with several important key characteristics. These characteristics are extreme resiliency, the ability to never give up, the ability to work hard and go after your dreams, be the generation change of the family you were born into. I love you. Thank you.
And I'm Laura Evans. This is what I would say to my 22-year-old self. So a little bit older than most have been talking to, but that was a really important time in my life. So dear Laura, before you live the next 15 years of your life, I think that it's important for you to know the following. Make yourself and your happiness top priority. Love what you do, and it is very possible to find that. If you don't love what you do, move on. Don't wait 10 years. Worrying about what others think of you and how they perceive you is one of the lowest returns on energy out there. Doing so makes it really hard to love yourself. Which brings me to the most important point. Love yourself and be kind to yourself every day right where you are. Being kind and loving to yourself is the best return on energy. It will change how you live, which in turn changes your life. I love you, Laura.
I am Jen Sotokoff, and I'd like to start this as a, something that is in the media and things like that today, but hashtag me too and hashtag I believe her. And in the letter to myself, I think practical is always a good place to start, but always leave 10 minutes earlier than you think you need to. And that girls are mean until you become a woman and find your true tribe. And that imperfect is perfect and perfect is not real. Your kindness and emotion is the strength that you will learn to harness to serve yourself and others. You can be both fierce and kind. Always choose courage over comfort in order to serve others. And you have the strength within you to endure challenges in life and the courage to face them, even you are unaware of that strength. Your faith is strong and will be the only constant, and dare to dream the impossible, and God will provide.
Hi, my name is Tanya Liskey, and I wrote
my letter to myself, thinking about when I was about 26 years old. It was a year before my husband and I started our family together. But as I was writing my letter, I also thought a lot about my 13-year-old daughter and what I experienced when I was 13, which most of us, I'm sure, went through a lot of drama and insecurities. And so that's kind of where this comes from. Spend every day in relationship with God, whether it be in prayer, reading scripture, listening to music, meditation, or reading devotions. Take time each morning to reconnect with your higher power. Keep your eyes open for those small miracles and be open to the realization that God's plan may not be exactly how you pictured it. Live in the moment. You may want to grow up quickly and work to achieve that next goal or dream, but life passes so quickly. Cherish it and steal those precious time with family and friends that you may never get to repeat. Eat right, find that activity that you enjoy, and keep moving. Don't take your health for granted. It's the only body you get. Find your sister tribe, those ladies that love you for you, flaws and all. Look for the women that will build you up, support you when you need that extra momentum, and respect you enough not to tear you down for your mistakes. Connect with women that will make you accountable when you need that extra kick in the tail that only a true friend can provide. Use your energy to be your best self. Give yourself grace to make mistakes and learn from them. Don't dwell on the things you cannot change or have no control over. Remind yourself about those things that you do well and focus your energy on the things that provide you with your best and highest good.
Found this picture. This is just a photocopy of it, but this is my 22-year-old self hiking in Switzerland. And I was in the midst of an amazing year in my life. I had just won a Fulbright grant and was traveling all over the world and was embarking upon my career as a classical musician. And everything was great. And I'll tell you a little more here. I can see that you are ambitious and eager to embrace all that life has to offer. You are an adventure seeker and don't want a day to go by without living it to the fullest. Even in your young life, your motivation and focus has afforded you incredible opportunities, exciting experiences, and meaningful relationships. Great job! I also know that you feel a lot of underlying uncertainty about what your future may hold. You've chosen a difficult, competitive career path. You are willing to do almost anything within ethical reason to get what you want, but it's all very scary. You also want a family and to live somewhere you can create a happy life for yourself. That's a lot to ask for, but guess what? It's all going to work out. You're going to face some major challenges, like potentially career-ending challenges, and then you'll have to really align with all that you want from life. You'll have to seek balance. You'll have to learn resilience. And further down the road, you'll again deal with uncertainty and loss and life-altering experiences. And it's still going to be okay. You're going to get what you want and then some. God's plan for you is beautiful and perfect. So relax, breathe more deeply, enjoy the big and small adventures. Life will be full with all of the best things.
Feel a stirring to share. Okay, come on, Carrie. Come on, girl.
So I don't know exactly that I would be able to say anything to my younger self, because I don't know that my younger self would have ever listened to anything that my now self would have to say. But I think what I would appreciate hearing as a younger woman of myself now would be that there are going to be times in your life when you are mortally embarrassed. So you're going to trip going upstairs. You are going to rip your pants in public, as happened to me. You're going to throw up in a trash can in front of 30,000 Flyers fans because you have the flu and didn't know it when you went to the ice hockey game. But because of those things, like every single person that I have met in my entire life, somewhere along the line, someone's ripped their pants in public. So, people do these things and it kind of gives you that common thread. that you can relate to just about anybody because of all the things that you experience in your life. And so I feel like my younger self would appreciate one of my favorite phrases, which is go everywhere, talk to everyone, and eat everything. So my other favorite quote that I actually just recently heard for the first time, I think it was about 4 years ago. I wish that I had heard it 20 years ago, 30 years ago. It's from Lao Tzu, and it is that life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality, and let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Because they're going to anyway, right? So if you just embrace it and let it roll, life just gets so much nicer.
I just want to say this is great because this is exactly what I needed. Winter is hard, and I don't get a beach vacation this year, so I needed something like this to kind of keep my spark alive. And I just want to say that I'm an energy worker too, and the minute I walked in tonight, I just felt good. It felt warm. It felt loving. I felt at home no matter who I was standing by. And I haven't talked to most of you, but I can see the light everywhere, and it's really empowering. I was an 8th grade teacher a long time ago, and the main reason that I wanted to go into education was because I was so miserable in middle school. I did try to kill myself. I was so incredibly miserable, and I saw so much of that elsewhere in the world. And I knew that I had something to offer kids of that age, just a hand, some advice, a hug, something like that. And I'm listening to all of you guys reclaim that version of yourself that you thought you had to leave behind because it was unloved, or because it wasn't good enough, or because it didn't fit the bill in some way, right? And so that's why we're using the power of our voices to speak to that little girl. She's still us. She's still here with us. That's why it's so powerful. That's why the tears are coming. And so I just want to thank you for showing the vulnerability in front of everybody to just own that. And it's beautiful, and it's helping. It's helping everything. And this is what I want to say to my younger self. First of all, yoga and meditation are going to get you so far. Learn it however you can learn it, and practice it every single day in some form. Listen to every and any creative impulse that you have. You are so much more beautiful and powerful than you know. Your emotional guidance system is never wrong. Don't numb it out. Don't learn the language of disempowerment. And do not argue for your limitations. And anything that kills your joy will eventually kill you. So every single day, your number one goal and priority is to find a way to feel happy. If that's a cup of coffee, if that's a cat on your chest, if that's running 10 miles, if that's having great sex, if that's finishing the business project, whatever it is that makes your light shine. And if you don't have the will and the fire to do the thing that you think you need to do something that makes you feel good first, and then see what you want to do. And then you wouldn't believe how much you can get done. Thank you.
Awesome. When you said, does anybody feel stirred, my heart pounded out of my chest. There's a story that's been festering in me for 52 years, and I just have to share it. This is me when I was 15. I was a freshman in high school. It doesn't look like it now, but my hair was like twice the length and twice the thickness it is now. Super curly, super thick. All the girls with straight hair were jealous of me. But when I was 8, an adult told me I was a disgrace to God. It was the principal of my school. And so for 50 years I believed it. For 50 years I've been trying to make up to God for being a disgrace. The disgrace led to eating disorder, anxiety attacks while I'm driving. That's fun. Self-loathing. The list goes on. So in this picture, I thought part of
what I could do to hide from my disgrace was to hide my hair. I pulled it back into a bun so tight my eyes would stretch. I had pins and bands and combs because I thought nobody can see my hair. Maybe they won't see that that's really me and they won't make fun of my frizzy, thick hair. I did this for so long that I have like a permanent balding spot back here. Even when I was in college, I went beyond this. I started wearing bandanas on top of my damn bun because it hid more. So 2 years ago when I turned 60, I said, wait a minute, maybe I'm not a disgrace. And I left my job and I started that business in that corner to help ladies like you. Maybe you're not disgraceful like I thought I was, but I want to make every one of you so beautiful that you shine without these lights. Thank you for listening, and you all have helped me come out of my disgrace.
Advice I would give to this younger me would be just let your hair down, figuratively and literally. Girl, just let that hair down, let it flow and be free and love what God has created.
I'm going to go back to the version of me that is from 2012. And I hear this voice that says, beyond. Beyond? Yeah, like the restaurant downtown. Go to Beyond after work. It's like, okay, fine. So I come there, a couple of my coworkers, and we go to Beyond. And I'm sitting there, and it's crowded, and I'm at this bar, and I keep being hit by this person beside me. And I keep being hit by the person, and keep being hit by the person, and then I think, well, if we're just going to keep hitting each other, we should introduce ourselves. That was Katie Atkinson. Endured her and I talking for 3.5 hours. We just kept going on and on. I was so glad about the coworkers, they had to entertain each other. And then they left. And so Katie said, you should come to this luncheon. There is this amazing woman, and she has this group, and I just can't, you just have to come. Oh yeah, whatever. So no, seriously. Oh yeah. So she calls me up, we have lunch again, she's like, you should still come. I'm like, yeah. I go. In the moment, everything has changed. I don't know in that moment that everything changed. I don't know. I don't know that everything changed. But I met Christina Kunkel, and everything changed. And I joined SOAR. I was one of the first SOAR groups. And one of the things that she did as an exercise was to help us do a vision board, to cast that vision of what the future might look like. And I put these little pictures on the board, and I had a lot of resistance to it, of even thinking about myself in a different way. Fast forward, I left my job, and I pursued my passion. And one of the things that I do is tapping, and the reason that I do it is because I learned it from Christina. But the thing about it is that it helps people transform their lives. So we can think back to the younger version of ourselves that made us feel bad or made us feel sad, but we can go back and we can offer some gratitude to the younger version of ourselves that said yes to a moment that changed everything. And so I just want to say thank you to Katie and Christina.